Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So I've got a couple more days before my next job is ready, so I'm gonna make the best of it. We are back in the Swope Park area. I'm gonna take a little walk over here, check out some destruction. Pretty nice morning. Actually seeing some blue today. And I did a little drive through here in one of my last explorations. And just gave you some views out the window. Well, what do we got here already, guys? Just a piece of terracotta pipe. There is trails all through here. Dang, maybe I should have brought one of the bicycles. Still kind of muddy. Shoot, so I want to show you this wall over here, but the sun might make that difficult. Let's see. And it goes all the way along the road. Sorry, try to slow down, but I'm sure we'll get a better view here in a minute. And I gotta leave the truck again. Not sure how far I'm gonna have to walk into here before we start seeing it, so I'm gonna shut you down and I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm starting to get into a lot of this type stuff. This thing doesn't hardly weigh anything at all. Look at that. Looks like a brick on this side, in my opinion. But it's everywhere in here. Interesting looking rocks. Oh shoot. Dang. Might not be able to get to the spot that I was wanting to get to, guys. Looks like there's a shoot. Now, I'm just gonna keep trucking. Just made my way down this little hill, and I was incorrect. I just couldn't see it. What is going on here? Look at this. Let's try to get over here. Oh, not a good move. Look at this. This whole hill, guys. I might try to insert my drive through, give you some perspective. But I had to at least come look at this. Got some mega destruction going on here. Major crime scene, guys. Whew. All right, guys, so I worked my way down here. I was up on this other tier. Got another path here. Here's some views of this wall. Look at that thing, guys. I mean, what are we doing? And it goes on and on. But might try to get down there and inspect it a little further at some point. Look at this place. Not sure I'm gonna find any surviving bricks around here. Just gonna follow this. I'm not sure where that one would have ended up taking me. Got a little, you know, spillway looking area in here. Incredible. Here's something off in the woods over here, crunching around. Not sure if it's friend or foe. Let me get you. I mean, just look in here, guys. Crazy. Just complete and utter destruction. And, you know, trying to get in all the views of the Swope Park that I can. I'm about halfway through on my video regarding the narrative of this area. But I'll try to attach all of my videos, my boots on the ground stuff in this area to that. Hopefully, you know, put everything in perspective and you can look at the stuff that I'm looking at firsthand and then read their story and decide for yourself. There is something weird going on down here. Let's check it out. Oh, shoot. Interesting infrastructure going on. Ooh. And as usual, I'm on a pretty steep hill. Look at this. That is very interesting to me. And there's your wall holding the street up, of course. Ooh, feels really cool down in here. Goes on and on and on. Might as well give you a view up top here. See what your boy's dealing with. Then what happened to this thing? Looks destroyed and parts missing. Let me get off of this piece of destruction here. We'll take a little closer look. What is going on? All janky stone. And you know, it's my opinion, this would have been built out in here, all walled, all the way down here. I mean, this is just falling apart. And snakes around down the hill. All right, we're gonna take a little closer look at this wall if I can get up here. See what we're building. What's going on? These the stones we're quarrying to build janky walls. Oh boy. The zig and the zag here. I wanted to get over to this other side, and this seemed like about the best route. Got vines pulling me. Get the sun out of here. Look at this. Those look kind of rounded. It's funny, guys, just coming up this hill, there's all kinds of stuff in it, of course, but it's trying to keep my shadow out. I have to play around here, but old Coke bottle, piece of melt, glass. This one had an interesting See if I can get you in here. Maker's mark on it. Looks like I don't know if it's gonna come through for you. Like a dome type thing, I don't know. Anyways, gonna leave those there. Just thought it was interesting. I'm gonna try to get back up top here. Not sure. Why I'm having focus issues once again, but yeah, okay. There's their advice for you. So, just a piece of what looks like granite. And destruction everywhere. Well, shoot, guys. I'm not seeing a whole lot from the trail here. So I'm going to disregard their advice. Looks like another tier of trail here. And just more melt and destruction. Might actually climb up here. Whew. How even these are. All the way down, guys. Like this tree over here. Basically, on the point of this, let's get up here. Just all in here. I mean, whew. I like these trees that are all crazy. And, you know, he's just consuming this destroyed structure here. Look at this place. Look at the debris field in here. That's what I would call it. And I'm not sure how much longer of, or how much more of this we're gonna look at, guys. It gets kind of redundant, but I I had to at least give it a look while I had the time. I'll walk over to this other little valley looking area, take a scan around. They're worried about vegetation. Nothing can grow here. I mean, barely. Obviously, there's some young trees, but I'm sure they are struggling. Some more massive chunks. Look at the splits in this. I see the same type of stuff everywhere that I look at this stage of destruction, which is more than likely the final stage here. Always has these perfect splits. And this goes on and on and on. Look at the point on this. Ooh. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end this here. We're gonna go check some more stuff out. But I mean, you know, could spend all day looking in here. Insane. Another one of these perfect separations. Guys, I'll walk to this edge and then I think I'm gonna head back to the truck. If I don't get tripped by a vine and oh shoot, now we got thorns too. Perfect. There I am. Another mystery, guys, that I keep running into is these burnt out trees. Always look to be burned from the inside out. Find them everywhere. Just walking along and I see this perfect square laying here. What's this doing in here? How did this get out here? Some type of cinder block. Just found it fascinating. Just making my way back up the hill to the truck. Got an awesome split right here. It continues. That way. And there's a ton of glass in here, as usual. But here's that little split in these two sections. interesting stuff going on up here. What is this? That looks familiar. All right. Shoot, guys. It seems as though I've went further. Oh, here we are. Here's the explanation, I guess. The glades are a fire-maintained ecosystem. Historically, fire occurred naturally through lightning strikes and were intentionally set by indigenous peoples. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go. How am I gonna get? I think I gotta. Oh, okay, I see the newer green structure over there. I'm gonna work my way out of here, and I will see you at my next stop. Just want to get you guys a view of this incredible wall here. And I'm not gonna walk all the way down. It's the little one-way. It's not really wide enough to make any stops. There's your, if you want to come monkey around. But 2 feet thick. There's some folks in here riding bikes on the trails. Looks pretty fun. I think they had some hybrid bikes, so not sure how fun it would be on a fully manual one, but so as you know, it goes all the way down here. Buried in some areas, etc. There's an interesting little ball on top of this tower. So I'm in this other little park area. We've got these type things going on here. A little suspicious. There's something out here in the woods I want to go look at. I don't know what to think about these. I don't know if they built on top of something older or what. There's this thing. Don't know if there's a trail over here. Just gonna cut through here. As I mentioned previously, there's all kinds of very suspicious structures in here that have been either repurposed or are left in a dilapidated state, which looks like this one is. What in the heck is going on with this? gonna, oh, here we are. Some kind of facilities. Happy birth. It's an interesting sink. Excuse me, guys. I'm gonna go with, this stuff has been repurposed, I believe. Oh, we got showers in here. What in the world? Very fascinating. They have the name Lake associated with this, but I don't recall seeing any lakes around. So we've got full plumbing going on in this structure out here in the middle of nowhere. Basically, I find this thing to be really cool. They've even got a drain here, it looks like. Not sure where that goes. What else we got going on? I gotta tell you guys, it's getting to the point where I find pieces of pipe as much as I do bricks. Looks like some kind of foundation over here. What is going on? Oh my gosh, guys, you gotta be kidding me. We got a stamper here. And you know what? I'm sorry, but it's just laying out here. It's just laying out here. So wherever it may find itself, it may find itself. If that made any sense whatsoever. Can you smell me? Looks like there used to be a chimney here. What else? Oh, look at this, guys. We see this all over the place. The same pattern. This little dimple pattern. Including on structures that are fully or mostly surviving. Got some kind of metal or rebar or something in the middle of this, in the corner here. Oh, so what do you know? Another brick. A big jumbled piece of flippin' melt here. It's got a rounded looking section. I mean, let me get you some light. So all these posts on the corners have steel going through them, which is interesting. What was this? Same with this one. And if that says Ozark on it, I had a gentleman I'm assuming a gentleman. I can't remember your name. I apologize. But he was in the comments of my premiere last night. And he is in the Ozarks. But I won't know for sure. But everything, guys, seems to kind of line up for me. So I've just been going with it. Just about to pull out of here, guys. We got some stuff going on, and then check it out. Looks like somebody's been trying to fix this thing up. Some mortar. Getting buck wild today, guys. Not really, but so there's this little empty lot here. Making my way back down the hill here. I didn't see much more to look at, so I'm back over here. I've shown you guys this before, and you know, the only body, I'm not gonna say the only body of water in here, but the closest one to this little camp area is down in here, which I've shown you. And I started the last clip with a little drive through there. I've shown you the whole area before, but I'm gonna walk over into this little vacant lot and see if there's anything suspicious going on. Looks like we got some electrical. Little trail that runs through here. Kind of hopped on it for a few seconds at the end of my last video, I believe, or not my last video, but one of them. I've been putting in work, guys. What's going on here? It's really red. Oh boy. Swamp, swamp, swamp. I was hoping we'd get a little more dried out, but just gonna do it. It's hard to see in here because of the sun, but so here we are. We've got some more of this funky, almost looks, sorry, I'm sitting on a bush here, asphalt-ish, but it has a ton of red in it. Oh, what's this? Funny, I should find a piece of pipe in here. What is the deal? So this little section kind of curves around. Oh my gosh. The curve on this. Sorry, I'm trying to see through the sun in my sunglasses. Yeah. Looks like a pretty nice little curve to me, but I don't know. Not really, that kind of goes into the side there, but maybe less of a curve and more of a corner. What do we got? Green bottle. But so we got a corner over there, looks like. And trying to navigate. Just gonna come back down. What's this? What is that? Interesting. Are you kidding? Look at that, guys. Another brick. It's one of these funky yellow ones. What's it doing in here? Sorry, I didn't have you in the frame. Let me just back you out. And I don't have one of these, so I think that's coming with me. What else is going on? I found pieces of pipe and brick. Looks like a similar brick to all of the chimneys that we were seeing yesterday. And then basically we've got another corner over here. But I just had to look at this, you know. There's a lot of evidence in these abandoned lots and drives. The ground, and then we got a pile of rubble over here. Just stacked up against the tree. And as usual, looks like nothing wants to grow in here. I mean, look at the ground, guys. It's nothing but little and big, all sizes of destruction. Let me find my way back out of here. Shoot, guys, so I forgot. Yeah, so that's over there. You know, I theorized that there was, or used to be, a little drive going up the hill here. And this would lead to the area we were just in. Alright guys, so we got one of the golf courses over in this area. And we've got some interesting stuff going on here. Thought I would try to get a closer look. Wow. This is even bigger than I was expecting here, guys. I can't even believe this. What is going on? Wow! Are you freaking kidding right now? I don't know how many times I've driven by this thing. Holy smokes. All right, guys, I think I gotta come down here, get a better view. Give me just a minute. So we got another snaky little stream, if you will. And look at this monster, guys. Of course, gosh dang it. The sun is right there. Real. Oh, well. Some deer tracks. Look at this. Are you freaking serious? Man, that sun is really ruining it. This is really far down in here. Man. I wonder if I can get down closer over there and maybe use that to block the sun and get you guys a better look at this engineering masterpiece here. Oh boy, here we are. I can't even believe it, guys. Like I said, I've driven over this who knows how many times, not realizing how insane it is. Might as well get a view of this side. Man. It's really nasty in here. Excuse me, guys. Look at this arch, and I think what I'm gonna see in here is that same looking wood grain type stuff going on. Yes, I was correct. And my shoes are getting caked with mud now. And Melted Syracuse just did a video on basically this very subject. If you don't know who Melted Syracuse is, you should check him out. Does some awesome work. But look at this, guys. Shoot, man. Yeah. I was gonna walk through. Hell, it might not even matter now. I mean, should I just do it, guys? Look at this. I think I'm gonna do it. You know why? The shoes can be cleaned. Uh-oh. Well, you know what? I'm changing my mind. We are getting super weighed down with the mud. Look at this. And it's gonna end up pulling my shoes off, basically. But I'll get back up to the street and see if we can get a view of the other side of this. I'm gonna shut you down, get a few photos. All right, guys. Made it up this ridiculous hill here. It's just some views. Oh, what do you know? The WPA, here they are. 1938 looks like. And we've gone over them before. You know, my opinion is all they did was come in and try to salvage some of this shit that's from the old world. Check out the side, you know, other than the main wall here, how thick this is. And it looks natural. Yeah, that's right. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to get down this one. See, they might have came in and did a little point and tuck action. It's funny how destroyed even those are looking. It's interesting. And I don't know if I can get down this side. Really want to. The sun's shining over here. Let me see. I always find a way, guys, or try to. I think the worst part's getting back up out of here. Oh, shit. Here we are getting stuck. All right. What is going on? Oh, nice. Wow, guys, look at this thing. Got the sun shining on this side. So what do you think, you know? I believe that this continued and lined this entire thing here. Oh, back with the mud. And again, guys, this kind of reinforces my theory a little bit. Not sure why there's some hooks on this. Maybe we're doing some climbing on this wall. But the idea that in the old world, all the water was free-flowing and clean. Because, I mean, this doesn't really justify this amount of engineering, in my opinion. This little stream here. Sure, if we get a big storm, you know, there's going to be more water. But, anyways, take a little walk down in here. Much to see. It continues on, and I'm not sure if there is a name associated with this little stream here, but I'm gonna get some more photos, head back to the truck, see what else we can find today. All right, guys, making my way down here. I'm at the golf course, which, by the way, has these posts everywhere. I think those plastic sections are newer, but they seem to go all the way around it, of course. Do you expect anything else? But look what's hiding back over here, if I can get you in here. We might have to play around at golf sometime. What is the deal? That's the extent of my zoom, but we've got a very nice couple points over there and tiered. Hiding in the golf course, guys. Alright guys, so I'm kind of working my way out of Swope Park here, and you know, basically connecting the dots here. And I haven't looked, but I'm 99.9% sure that this is Blue River Road, and this eventually ends at one of the road closure areas that we have investigated. But check it out, guys. Just a little further down from the golf course, it's nothing but this in here. This is massive. And it curves all the way around this road. Looks like this road's about to do the same thing that Blue River Road is doing, which is the reason there are a few road closure areas. It's kind of just sinking down into the hill, along with all this other destruction. And there are trails all through here. Not sure I could investigate everything in a full lifetime, but I'm gonna try, guys. So yes, this would be Blue River then, down in here. And I'll tie it all up for you with a pretty little bow on top once we get moving down the street here. Look at this, guys. Look at the line in this. Hopefully I don't get run over here. Here comes a car, I do believe. Look at the perfect line in here. It's funny. People, they speed up instead of slow down when they see me, it seems. And when I'm out on the bike, constantly reminding myself that people will run your ass over for a flippin' Starbucks coffee. But anyways, what is going on here? This looks like a wall. There's mortar in there, guys. And then it turns into this natural looking stuff. We've got another tree here consuming and splitting everything apart. What is inside of here? Looks like a good home for a critter. I mean, is there any reason for anybody to build this janky little piece of wall right here below this massive thing? Look at the split right there. Wow, that goes way in there, it looks like. I can't get you in there, but just had to get out and look at this, guys. All right, guys, let me pull out of this little area where we're dumping stuff again, of course. Look at this chunk. Sorry for the dirty windows. Oh my gosh, I should have continued to walk, but geez. So I just zoomed in some, but Well, guys, I thought I was recording, but I'm not going to turn around. As you can imagine, this continues on and on and on. And eventually, we end up also, I'll show you in just a second here. There's a little firefighter memorial over here that we've looked around that area as well, but man, this road's really jacked up. How long before they shut this place down? So there's the firefighter memorial over there. And we are on Blue River Road, just as I suspected. And that's the road closure right there. Alright guys, so I had to head home and recharge, reevaluate. The dog wouldn't leave me alone, so she needed to get out of the house anyways. We don't get to go on walks because she has some defective knees, but inherently so. But there's a few more spots I'm going to try to check out. I won't neglect her for too long, but if I can find some spots to park, I will see you at the next stop. Alright guys, so just a quick little refresher for you, for those that are too lazy to go back and look for my other video. But anyways, so we've been investigating today up top of this hill. You can see, of course, the sun is over there again. But we've walked all the way around this water feature, checked these walls out. Got some animal control folks over here. Not sure what they're looking for. I'm on full zoom. Is that a dog? Looks like he's got a dog with him. No, they're on the trail of something, but so this continues on, and then we've got that arch under here. And then we've also looked at that incredible stairway that goes down into the woods, leads into this area, which is part of the zoo area. This might just be like a maintenance facility. But I haven't looked up in here. Last time, you know, everything was pretty covered still. So I wanted to get a little look up in here on this side of the hill. You can hear that dog barking. Maybe there's an animal trapped somewhere. They're trying to get him out. But I mean, that stuff, you know, it goes all the way, all along all of these hilled areas, of course. And the two most prominent being both of these that we've looked at. That's where that memorial is, with the lions and the colonnade. And then the massive destruction we were looking at this morning's over on this side. And this is one of several of those suspicious structures that I was referring to. There's another smaller one around this curve. I've also shown you guys this before, but figured I'm in the area. This is a train bridge. And there's some other stuff I want to try to look at over here. Of course, the doggy, she is not happy. But again, it was the summertime, so I couldn't see a whole lot. And man, check it out. So we got some newer stuff here, but I want to try to look in parts of this because I wanted to show you guys that this was all built out at one time. Got a post right here. These are everywhere. So last time you couldn't see anything, you know, it was summer. And trying to back out of here, guys, with people driving 50 miles an hour was a pretty terrifying moment for me because I couldn't see shit. But I'm backed in now. I can see a little better. So, this thing is a beauty. I might pull up to this little street down here and get you a quick view of the other side. We're gonna try to check out one more spot, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. Alright guys, here's the other side of this bad boy. There's an interesting little brick structure up in here. It's hard to see. And what's going on with this hill? And by the way, also worth noting, like I mentioned, there's a post here and a post here. They're everywhere, but well, it looked like it had something. It says something above the door. I'm sure it's railroad associated, but I'm not going to be able to get close enough to see. Alright guys, I think I've found a spot about as close as I can get to where I can still keep an eye on the truck and get you guys a view in here at the same time. And hopefully not get struck by a car. What's going on with this? What's this doing laying here? What else we got going on? Oh, wow. See if I can get you past these little twigs. But we got wall in here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at this side. What's going on here? Might as well crawl down in here. Get you backed out. There we go. Look at the size of that. I've been wanting to look in here for a long time. And then we're gonna follow it down just a little bit. Get the hell out of here. Got another post on this side. to stay away from the street. But the wall can... Fuck you! The wall continues. Sorry, guys. I didn't really need to be startled. I'm doing just fine. I'm far enough away from the street, so I could have done without that, but I'm gonna continue. And there's like a fence sitting on top of the wall in areas where it's not completely gone. And as usual, you know, the wall is everywhere and nowhere. Got a little curve going on here. Tree growing out of the side. Continuing on. Little piece sticking out right here. Interesting. Oh, look, there's an old piece of an old door down in here. Who knows what else is all in here. Try to make this fast. Continuing on, guys. Might just climb down in here real quick. Ooh. Here we are. And it goes on and on. Just more destroyed infrastructure. Alright guys, well, I told a little lie because I forgot. I mean, I'm pretty much just done for today, but there's a little drive that goes over what we were just looking at. So I'm going to try to get it on a little drive-by here for you. As I was pulling out of here, I noticed it again, and it reminded me, of course, I didn't go down quite far enough. So, oh, here we go. Somebody's gonna come up behind me. Nope, they're going the other way. Awesome. Sorry for the wind, but I'm gonna leave the window down so I can show you, hopefully. So that little area. Where is it? Continues on and on and on, of course. And then right here, guys, boom. Another ancient little entry. And shit, man. So there's like a drive or a bridge going over that. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 posts here. Hopefully you can see it. Trying to make this snappy before this car comes up behind me. Alright guys, so drove through this little interesting neighborhood, still in the Swope Park area. What in the world? I didn't even notice that over there. I don't know about that one, but check out one of these so-called mansions here. We drove by before, but look at the dome on this house, guys. Just incredible. Terracotta roof, stone, double decker porch, everything. And of course, you know, these stone posts and fence going completely around it. I'm gonna take a little detour here and let these people behind me pass. Maybe. This looks washed out. So that's Starlight Theater over here. Some bizarro stuff going on in this area. Not sure where all this is from. But I'm gonna turn around here. Look at this beauty. It's even got a little awning section. The sun might be an issue here. Just incredible. And the carriage house in the back. That's right. Oh boy, that looks not good. I'm gonna shut you down. I'll be right back. All right, let's see if we can get over here. This is called the Mansion in the Park, complete with a water feature out front. Hold on, guys, you're slipping out of my hand. You can see it with all the sunshine, and it's a Tudor style mansion. But at some point in time, I'm gonna figure out what's the deal on it. Maybe even if I have to call the people. It's kind of like a bed and breakfast type deal. Maybe they'll let me just poke around. Never know. But then there's the two-towered thing that we've looked at before. That guy just tried to sideswipe me. Alright guys, I got a little bonus for you here. We're gonna do a little surgery on this stamper, see if we can't get this mortar off the face of this and see what it says. Got you set up in the shop here, looking at the floor, and that's not a deletion scene over there. That's from an automotive paint spill catastrophe that I had. Got a few sledge choices. I'm going to start by tapping off this here. And that did not go as planned. There we go. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to salvage this, guys. Keep you standing up here. There goes that piece. I don't know. It's on there pretty good. I was hoping I could just pop it right off of there. Well, let me work on this for a little bit and I will show you the results. 1 hour later, AP Green, Ozark, DP. This company was founded in 1910. And there are several different brands I'm seeing from this same company. I'll slide in a little screenshot. And by the way, yes, this is the same brand of brick that I was seeing in the, what is it, Spring Park or whatnot. But anyways, guys, you know, it's the little things that most people brush off as a coincidence. After a while, they start to add up and you begin to ask yourself, you know, what are the odds? But anyways, I was not expecting to find a stamper. Happy to have it to put in my collection. And I'm still working up the nerve to get this show and tell going for you guys. But once again, I appreciate everybody's time, and I will see you on the next one.